Welcome to the middle of February, damn near the dog days of winter. But for any of you seam heads or baseball nuts, today is the opening of spring training. You see, I've changed the hat. It's been updated. I'm ready to go. Baseball season is upon us, and I've never had so much excitement about my baseball team, the Chicago White Sox, as I have right now. Now, because of that, my White Sox are going through a bit of an identity crisis. They're trying to figure out who they are now in terms of their rebuild. Are they ready to contend? Are they ready to move forward and be a part of the discussion in October? That brings me to this. Do you know who you are or who you're trying to be? I think it's a very difficult thing. I don't think it's a one answer. For most people, I think it takes a ton of time. And recently, I had a discussion with my therapist about sort of trying to figure that part out, to not really to put myself in a bin necessarily, but to kind of figure out what sort of mindsets should I be looking for and or attracting, if you will. And so I have figured out via talking to my therapist, as well as reading, what do you know, a baseball book called The MVP Machine. I've realized that I am a nonconformist. I am someone who challenges everything they see everywhere they go. And that's what makes it difficult for me to fit into certain things like corporate structure, right? Or any sort of a box, because I challenge why the box is the way it is. Why is this top here? Why is this bottom here? And it makes it, for me, very interesting way to go about sort of now that I've learned this about myself or accepted it or whatever it is that you want to say. Now that I sort of have this way forward, now it helps me look at each decision and say, not so much, remember you're a nonconformist, that's stupid. It's more about, man, why did I approach that this way? Why did I do that? Well, it's because I challenge everything around me. I want to know where and why things are the way they are. So I think it's an important part of the discussion. Before knowing, air quotes here, who I was, I just thought that I was someone who could talk and had the ability to sell things and potentially make money. Didn't really put together the parts that, hey, wait a second, being an entrepreneur is more than being a salesperson. Hey, creating a niche in an industry as large as the automotive space isn't easy. Having longevity isn't easy. How do you accomplish all that? Well, it's because every time we see something, we challenge it. As a company, we challenge it. That goes into how we do our monthly business, how we have our own interactions within the company. It's always trying to move it forward. Then I remembered back to when I was running dealerships and how every time I was fortunate because the dude that I started working for when things got real out in Colorado, he wasn't a car dealer necessarily. He had already had money previously and was getting into the car business. So what made it cool was every time I came up with a crazy idea, this dude, instead of telling me, get out, right? You're crazy. He said, let's try it. Let's do it, right? And that's where we started to have, that was the first time a website company had ever been approached by anyone and had them build a secure spot on the website to have a credit card, okay? For customers to do digital retail. Yeah, all you hip technologists was doing this in 2003, just so we're clear with one another. That idea was outside of the box. It was way outside the box. Negotiating car deals over the phone was mind-blowing. It's insane. No one wanted to do that. No one was on board with it, okay? So fast forward to the beginning, right before we started Car Biz, my business partner and I and my wife were actually going to get into the retail side of the business. We were going to buy into a dealership in the hopes of making it our own over time. So when I sat down with ownership and I went through my goal and my plans of everyone has an iPod. Everyone has an iPad, okay? There's Wi-Fi routers in every corner nook of this dealership all the way to the outside. If you're walking around on the lot looking at cars, taking ups, you will have your iPad with you, your tablet with you. You will never leave your desk. All negotiations will happen via instant messaging through your tablet. Everything will be done. And if I had it all the way through my way, you will take that customer, turn your tablet around, and get signing documents right in F&I, right in one place. This was 2013. After I submitted that proposal, I received a call back that was uncomfortable because it was questioning everything I had written down, which was, do you know how to be in the car business? Are you familiar with how to four-square a deal? What the fuck is that? Why are we still four-squaring deals? Well, just be honest with people. I get why a Foursquare exists. I really do. But still, guys, my point to you was it was about being innovative. It was about being different. And so as a nonconformist, I can challenge all of those norms and continue to push myself forward. So I ask you, who are you? And more importantly, because all of this stuff is on social media, are you the same human on this video that you are if I turned here and shook your hand in person? Because I get asked that, I feel like, once a week. People will text me and say, you can't possibly be this way everywhere you go in your life, every day of your life. Yes. As the producer shakes her head in the background, she says, yes, she knows it's true. Now, it's overwhelming. This is why this is the Woman of the Year back here, people. Okay? And we're only in January. Because dealing with someone like me takes a lot. And it's not lost on me. Do I forget sometimes? Absolutely. But it is not lost on me, the difficulty of dealing with me. But because I try to be who I am and be honest to that, that's just who I am, right? So think about it. When you take time this week, reflect on that. I don't think it has to be an answer. Maybe you don't fit into a specific box. Maybe I just put myself in a box unnecessarily. But the good news is, if I did do that, I'm going to question every second why I'm in this box and do my best to get out of it. So, as always, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really love it. Remember, February's halfway over. Get on top of it. Close strong. And before you know it, it will be springtime. And we'll be having spring training baseball right in front of you. Thank you guys so much and have a wonderful week.